Hello, my name is Zoe VanZino, and I have been tasked with designing and implementing a new mechanic into this tile-based game project. The original name of my mechanic is called the Illuminator, but at its core it is really just a breakable wall. So, when the player approaches the Illuminator, as seen by this creepy eye-looking thing, they are unable to proceed through it. If they hit E, it disappears and they can then enter through. The Illuminator also stops boxes from sliding and also stops the player. But if the player gets rid of it, they are then able to proceed. And that's really about it. So inside of it, it is quite simple. I have made it a child of the interactable class. So I have all the functionality and I'm able to implement it easily into the tile map. So the first thing I do is set the player variable for the interact, and then I have created a function called destroy and enter, which does exactly what you think it does. Inside of destroy and enter, I have toggled the visibility for the cube. The reason there are two cube components is because the first one is the dark color that you see that makes up the actual wall, and the second cube is a PNG of that weird gooey eye thing that I have created and then put on top of it. And so after toggling the cubes on and off, it then sets can't enter to true, so that the player then can proceed to the next tile after the wall has been taken down. So that is truly the functionality of my mechanic at this point. I had a really grandiose idea of what I wanted it to be, which was a flashlight where the player used it and illuminated different symbols on walls or boxes or secrets that they could then interact with. So one of the ideas I had was the eye symbol would be hidden until the player used the flashlight on it. It would become visible. They could then interact with it, break the wall, and proceed through. I set myself up for failure. I was unable to do that. I had no idea where to start with the flashlight function itself. So I kind of just resigned myself to making a wall, and I started out originally trying to make a new tile type, which was rough. I inherited originally from the tile wall class, but quickly found it was hard to make any sort of functionality on that, as the tile wall is simply that, a wall. I then inherited from the interactable class so that I'm able to, in the editor, implement it here like you would an interactable box, which made my life 10 times easier. In the future, I really want to make it where the player can toggle the wall on and off, but it then becomes unenterable, because right now, in the functionality, once you toggle it off, you can proceed through the tile, but if you come back and turn it back on, you're still able to proceed through. One bug I was able to fix was sliding through it, so once you toggle it off, you can always go back through. But that's really it. It's quite simple. I'll show you the code again, but it's really just a couple of nodes and a toggle visibility. The hardest part would be probably the symbols, because I had to make a texture and then a material and then put them onto the cube. And looking at the cube itself, it is this dark base cube with the wall, and then this fancy dancy symbol I found on the Game Icons website for free, and then gave it an emissive light so it kind of glows a little bit to keep that Illuminator vibe. But that really is my mechanic. It's quite simple, a little baby mechanic, but I'm proud of her. So hopefully someone can do something cool with it. But thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you watching, and bye.